Hello folks, welcome to another video. I hope this one finds you in good spirits and enjoying whatever it is that you're doing at this moment. I don't need to know the details, folks, just need to want to know that you're enjoying it. Folks, it's Sim Update 14 time. Sim Update 14 made its way to the Microsoft Sim during the week a couple of days ago. It was my first opportunity to fly it, and my first opportunity to fly this gorgeous beast of an aircraft. This is the new Cirrus SR22T. T for terrific. An aircraft that has been released as part of Sim Update 14, if you have the premium deluxe version of the Sim, that is. And I thought I would take it for a spin. I know nothing about Cirrus aircraft, really. There are other videos out there on the tube done by people who do know a little bit about this aircraft. From what I hear very good things about it. I'm not going to do it justice, folks, but then again, this isn't exactly a channel full of justice, is it? So anyway, the purpose of today's flight, have a look at Sim Update 14. It's just landed, finally, in my Sim. It took a while to download. Have a look at this aircraft on a flight in a part of the world that I know pretty well. We begin our journey in a little place called Toowoomba. How do I know that? Folks, if you cast your eyes towards the building in the background, that'll tell you. Toowoomba. Toowoomba. If it sounds like an Australian kind of place, it's because it is. Let me show you the flight plan. And Toowoomba is located in the kind of the southeast corner of this beautiful state of Queensland, Australia, folks. We've got a little bit of action happening in this part of the world. As I film this, we've got a dirty big tropical cyclone that's formed up here in the Coral Sea in recent days. I think it's category 3, maybe it's category 4 by now. But yeah, Tropical Cyclone Jasper is its name. Jasper. Why can't we give our cyclones Aussie names? Like Tropical Cyclone Neville, or Tropical Cyclone Keith, or Tropical Cyclone Jono, or something like that. Why Jasper? Never met a Jasper in my life. Anyway, there is a cyclone, and it's kind of heading towards the coast, they think. That's the prediction. It's kind of sitting out here at the moment, and if it does reach the coast, it looks like it'll cross somewhere between Mackay and Cairns. It's an inexact sort of forecast at this point. Cyclones are notoriously fickle. They can change direction quickly, and we kind of hope, whenever we hear about a cyclone forming, that it kind of does change its mind and kind of just heads back out to sea and stays there. But if it does cross, it looks like it's going to cross somewhere here in the north. So a shout out to my fellow Queenslanders up there. Stay safe, stay well. You are not unfamiliar with cyclones. It's a little early in the season, to be honest. But anyway, we've got to deal with it. Mother Nature. Our flight today is taking place well south of that. Down here, as I said, from Toowoomba. Toowoomba's about, I think it's about 70 miles from Brizzy. Couple of hours in the car, depending on the traffic. And that's where we begin our journey. Beautiful Toowoomba. Shout out to, I know I do have a viewer, at least one, in sort of this general region. I also have a viewer down here, which is kind of where we're going, down here. Boonah. We might do a touch and go at Boonah. Beautiful country town, country strip out there at Boonah. Then we're going to head across towards the coast. Visit another viewer in a virtual sense here at Southport. You know who you are. Might do a touch and go at Southport. Then we're going to head coastal, down the Goldies, down the beaches. Beautiful flight to do, IRL, if you get the opportunity. I may have done it once or twice. Track down towards Cooley, and then sort of Fingal Head, down Mullumbimby, so down towards Kingscliff. And then sort of just south of Kingscliff, before we hit Casuarina, take a dog leg, head inland again, across to a little town called Murwillumbah. Try saying that after you've had 6 or 7 bevies. Sort of comes out as Mullumbimby. We might do a touch and go there. And then continue our southbound journey, overhead the the interesting place that is Mullumbimby, before landing at beautiful Tyagarah, which is kind of just not too far up the road from Byron Bay, world famous Byron Bay. About 40 years ago, Byron was a nice place. It's probably a little bit unfair. It's not the place it used to be. I can say that with some authority, some level of agreement. If those of you listening to this have been to Byron recently, it's changed a fair bit. Anyway, that's the flight for today, folks. About 140 nautical miles. Good leg stretcher for the Cirrus. As I said earlier, don't know too much about the Cirrus. I'm not going to do it justice. It's not a review. It's not a tutorial. It's just an old bloke flying an aeroplane that has now appeared in his simulator. That's it. Let's go flying. All right, engine start has been achieved, folks. Nice, easy process. I like the little clear prop announcement. Those of you that have had the opportunity to fly this aircraft will know what I'm talking about. Others, well, you've got that to discover. You'll see what I mean, folks, when you turn the key. But we'll depart off runway 11 here in Toowoomba. Take a nice early opportunity to welcome new subscribers to the channel. Thank you for joining. Welcome aboard. And of course a very special thank you to those of you that have been around these parts for a while. Very much appreciated. Thanks for all the comments, the questions, the bouquets, the brickbats, the feedback in whatever form it comes through. It is appreciated. And I want to call out one particular kind viewer who drew my attention to a video, ironically enough, featuring the earlier Cirrus, the non-turbo version that I did a video of a fair while ago. And he drew my attention to something that I discussed in that video that I'd completely forgotten about. That guy who jumped out of an aircraft, a Taylor craft over there in the States somewhere, that Trevor, is it Trevor Jacob? Most of you will be familiar with the story. He's just been sentenced. I had no idea. And he's been sentenced, is it to 6 months or something in the federal penitentiary? 6 months for what he did, which was, taking dickhead to new extremes. Complete moron. If you happen to be a supporter of him and his ilk, folks, do us both a favour and piss off. He's got 6 months in the federal penitentiary, and from what I understand, he gets to keep his pilot's license. That's what I understand. I'm not sure of that, but that's what I read. Make that make sense, folks. After what he did, he gets to keep his pilot's license. We live in a strange world. Landing light can come on, strobies can come on. I think we're right light-wise. We probably need to do something about flaps, we do, which are down here. I like the layout of the Cirrus, I must say. Very nice. This thing works as well, the keyboard. It works. Might check that out at some point. Then again, I may not. Just know that it works, folks. We've got 3.5 plugged in, which is really low, but who cares? That's what I want to fly at. I spent a lot of my actual, real life flying down at 3.5 and lower, so why not? Flight plan's in, altitude's selected, flaps are set. I think trims are set. Trim's over here, right? I think trim's set. We're going to call it set. We're going to rotate at about 80 knots, something like that. Let's do this thing, folks. Here we go. Bring some juices in. Sounds pretty good. Full juices now. Airspeed's alive. Beautiful. I'm going to kind of rotate. Hey, hello. Okay, so that got interesting as we got close to rotation. No gear to worry about here. That got mighty interesting. pitch up towards VY. Runway heading fella. Come back on the juices a tad. As we head towards our first waypoint, which is Torn. Anyway, safely away. I'm not sure what happened there on sort of just prior to rotation. Anyway, folks, I'll see you for an approach for a touch and go at Boonah. Beautiful southeast Queensland, folks. Gorgeous. Now, Sim Update 14 has brought some atmospheric changes, hasn't it? The colours, etc. Looks the business. Then again, I thought the previous releases looked pretty good. But that is nice. Beautiful. What I thought I'd do as we get closer to Boonah, we're at 3.5. The elevation there at Boonah, I think's about 300 above mean sea level, I think. So circuit height at about 1300. So we don't have to worry too much about top of descent. Basically, when we see the town, we'll start a gentle descent. Probably land runway 04. We've got an easterly breeze blowing. Yeah, we'll land 04. What I thought I'd do is have a look at the display that the good folks at Working Title, have a look at that. That's impressive. I don't know what any of it means, but it's bloody impressive. The work they've done, not just in this aeroplane, but across the suite, the G3000 over in the longitude, and the stuff they've done in the Citation CJ4, and of course this is the Garmin NXI, a customised version of it with the Cirrus Perspective system incorporated. This is just, it's impressive stuff in what is now a stock aircraft in the sim. Absolutely fantastic. And as I mentioned earlier, the keyboard now works, and yeah, this is a great addition to the sim. I for one am very appreciative of Working Title, and well, they now work for a Sobo, don't they? But this for me is probably the highlight of Sim Update 14. I don't know what else is in Sim Update 14. I haven't. Maybe I'll have a look at that somewhere en route, folks. Not a lot of preparation goes into these videos, as you can tell. Some days you just want to get in, have a bit of a fly, have a play. That's what we're doing. I just noticed that I've got my canine companion visible from the outside, not from the inside. I don't know if there's a mod to make him available or visible on the inside. I'm not sure, but anyway, folks, we are inching our way closer to Boonah. As I said, 004 will be the plan, so it's a left circuit. We'll do a touch and go, and then continue our journey out towards the coast. Alright, folks, we are about 3 miles from Boonah at this time. We're about 2,000 above field elevation. Not flying a textbook approach by any stretch of the imagination. Life's too short, folks. We're doing a bit of YOLO work here. What we'll do is get some first stage of flap coming down. There's the field out there, around about a 9 o'clock position. Grass strip here at Boonah. Can't remember the length, but gets most GA birds down in there. Seen a few aircraft, interesting aeroplanes pass through in my time there over the years. Big glider community down there as well. Yeah, great spot. And then the town over there. Good country hospitality to be found in Boonah, in my experience. Down under 100 knots now. Great little cafe there in town. I just can't remember the name of it. Always made to feel welcome. Good food, reasonable prices. Can't ask for much more than that. We'll kind of line ourselves up with 04 eventually here, folks. I remember doing a little bit of flying down here and in the circuit, having the instructor remind me not to go too far to the southwest. There's a homeowner down in this part that is not a fan of aircraft flying over his house. So you've kind of got to turn base before you reach his shed or something. From memory, it's been a bit of a while, folks. We're getting ourselves slowed down. What's approach speed? About 85 or something like that. We're definitely high here. We might have to slip it in. First landing in a new aeroplane. He's made a meal of it. What's our wind doing? Yeah, wind's holding up nicely for us. Oh, this brings back memories here.
500.
It's bloody realistic here in this simulator, I tell you. Now through 95, back at idle. We're starting to get the sinks. 90 now. Ah, looking alright, folks. Touch and go will be the plan. Runway 04 Boonah. Well represented here in the sim. Beautiful. 85 knots, there we go. Your dampers come off. Let's see what we can do here, eh? Back at idle. Into a bit of a flare. What are we doing? Holding it off a little bit. And we'll get it on eventually. If she wants to float out. Alright, we get flaps up. Don't know where's our trim situated. Full juice. Keep it rolling, keep it rolling. We'll sort of rotate. Oh, that's alright. Much better rotation than on our departure out of Toowoomba. No gear to worry about. We'll sort of re-trim. Pitch for about there. Something like that. Right hand turn, folks. We'll head out towards our next stop, which will be Southport. I'll see you for that bit. Right, we inch closer, folks, towards our next touchdown, which will be Southport. This, so we're sort of south of Brisbane at this time. This area here, this hill, mountain even, this would be Tambourine. Tambourine Mountain, or Tambo, as I knew it. Shout out to the good folks of Tambourine Mountain, beautiful place to live, nice place to visit. If you get the opportunity. The Goldy starts to come into view. So we're heading towards Southport via Movie World. Movie World. If that sounds like a theme park, it's because it is. And we are about 6 miles from Movie World. Theme park capital of Australia, folks. This region. We've got Movie World, which, as the name suggests, it's a Warner Brothers theme park. Kind of Universal Studios, for those of you that are familiar with that. That sort of thing. We've got Wet n Wild, which is a big water park. Good fun, particularly if you're younger than yours truly. Great place for kids. And Dreamworld, which is, well, it has a water park as well. And how would you describe Dreamworld? It's good fun. It's expensive, like all theme parks are. But yeah, this part of the world, that's the big three. There are also other attractions there as well. There's an Outback Spectacular thing, and I think there's a golf thing now as well. So yeah, beautiful part of the world. The urban sprawl has absolutely just grown so much here. There's got to be, I'm going to guess, 500,000 people living in the greater Gold Coast area by now. Absolutely huge. Sort of the southern end of the Gold Coast down there, and then we're sort of at the northern end here, and then we start coming into what's known as Logan, and then Brisbane, Moreton Bay. But yeah, very, very popular place, particularly for those Mexicans south of the border, migrating up to Queensland over the last couple of decades, taking all of our jobs and all of our women, bringing a lot of quality women. Anyway, folks, Movie World. How much further we got to go? 1 mile. I want to take an external so you can actually see some of these theme parks. So that would kind of be it, I think. Yeah, that's the car park that I remember. Dreamworld's sort of up the road a bit. But yeah, this is Movie World represented here in the Microsoft Sim. Lacking in luster, you might say. There's a better representation of the car park than of the actual theme park. Yeah, anyway, that's where it is. And then Southport's right there, folks. Which means we probably need to worry about setting ourselves up for a touch and go. Well, what's the orientation here at Southport? Looks like a northerly strip. What I'll do is I'll come right off the power and we'll land towards, sort of towards the north.
500.
Thank you, Betty. We've given ourselves a real challenge here. We're coming in hot into Southport, narrow strip, relatively short. We are slowing down, we're getting to the sinkies. We're going, alright, what's that wind's doing? Nice and light northeasterly. Southport, folks. Speed coming off. Runway 01, Southport. See if we can hit the numbers. Oh, we weren't too far off. A little bit firm. Flat back to takeoff. Keep it rolling. Oh, we're a little bit all over the shop here. Full power. We'll sort of rotate. There we go. Prefer the one at Boonah. That's alright. We got it down. We gave ourselves... made pretty hard work of that. Alright, folks. Right hand turn. Low level, and then we'll track the beaches here at the beautiful Gold Coast. Beautiful Gold Coast, Australia, folks. Not the buildings, not terribly well represented here compared to the real thing, but they've done a reasonable job, I guess. Surface paradise, world famous surface coming into view. Just miles and miles of the gold and white stuff. Beautiful. And then miles and miles of the urban sprawl. I think you go down at 1,000 and up at 500, or vice versa, from memory. Probably should get into a bit of nav work, Georgie. you can do a better job of tracking the coast than I will, champ. Yep, I've swapped over the tanks. We're good. We're good. We'll take another external. Absolutely beautiful flying on a beautiful day. Next stop is, what did I say? Murwillumbah, little sort of small regional town there in northern New South Wales. Another touch and go before our final full stop landing in the Byron Bay. Alright, just past Cooley, or Gold Coast Airport, Coolangatta Tweed area, heading down towards Kingscliff, and then it'll make a right hand turn out towards the bar, Mullumbimby. Thought I'd just take another opportunity while I've got your attention and while I've got my own interest to have a look at this avionics setup. Now, admittedly, I'm only going to scratch the surface here, folks. There'll be other videos that go into more detail, but it's bloody impressive. So we looked at that screen before, the engine screen. We've got an anti-ice setup as well, anti-ice system down here. We've got a fuel weight and balance thing. Initial usable fuel. I was a little bit tight on the fuel, I think. That has a look at what's in the tabs, and you can adjust them using the FMS knob. Go back to, where am I looking for? Yeah, weight and balance. Have a look at that. The loading all shown there, beautiful. We've got a graph. What does that do? Zoom in. Oh, look at that. All the numbers, the plot. It's impressive, hey. As I said, I can't, I'll just confirm that. I can't do it justice, folks, but it's my way of showing appreciation for what the team at Working Title have done. I just can't get enough of these external views. Just such a beautiful part of the world. That'd be Kingscliff, right? Down there, and then this is sort of South Kingscliff. We're starting to make the right-hand turn, which means we're getting... How far away are we from the bar? Not far, about 9 miles or so. We need to think about what we're going to do. Cruising down here at 1,000 feet. Oh, does it get any better than that? I'll see you for the touch and go, folks. Now the wind has reduced. We've got 5 miles to run. The field is just to the south of the Tweed River. There, Mullumbimby Township comes into view. We might, I think the runway here orientates north-south-ish, I think. We'll give Georgie a rest at this point. Come back on the juices. We've just swapped the tanks again to keep that balanced out. 4 miles to run. We don't need to descend, we just need to slow down a bit, which is what we've done. Shout out to all of you who hail from this part of the world, or the broader northern New South Wales region. Lovely part of the world down there. Now we're flying a base to what we hope, or what we expect, is a runway that orientates towards the south. We might just track the river. That might be a good sort of visual reference point for our base leg, eh? What do you reckon? I don't know if I've got custom freeware installed here. If I do, there'll be a link to it in the description. I definitely didn't have one for Southport. I don't remember Boonah. I'm not sure about Toowoomba, although I suspect I probably do at Toowoomba. We've got a grass strip here at the bar. 2 miles to run. We're coming in hot. Real hot. Back to idle. And take first stage of flap. Strip's just here. So yeah, we're in a little bit of trouble. Height-wise we're okay, but we need to get ourselves slowed down. Track the northern shore. Thanks, Betty. Take final flap now. Take a different view out there and give us a fighting chance. We've got ourselves slowed down. Once you drop that second stage of flap, she comes back. There's Murwillumbah, folks. I'm getting slow. Get that big sink going on. Retrim. What's our wind doing? Yeah, nice tailwind. 80 knots, we are quite slow. Retrimming. Here we go. Looks like runway 18 here at the bar. Come off. We're probably going to float it a little bit here. Nice tailwind to boot. Get on. Thank you. Full juicy, flaps to takeoff. Keep it rolling straight. We'll rotate about there. We'll take that, folks. Our third landing of the morning. One more to go. We'll see you at Byron Bay. Right, the town of Mullumbimby come into vieweth. Mullumbimby, full of interesting folks and dead set weirdos down there. I mean, I'm sure there's some lovely, normal people live down there. I just haven't met them. Very interesting perspectives on life, you might say. Perspectives often fueled by substances, legal and otherwise. Mullumbimby. And then Byron, Cape Byron, folks, out there in Tyagarah is sort of a little bit before that. Only got about 6 miles or something to run. 5 miles to Tyagarah. We need to think about a descent. Georgie, you've done well here. I've got to say, I have thoroughly enjoyed this flight. It might come through in the video, folks. I do enjoy the simulation caper. Really enjoyed. This is a great aeroplane. I can definitely see myself doing some more touring in this one. No question. It gets along at a fair old clip. And avionics wise, wow. I only scratched the surface, folks, and I liked the surface that I scratched. There will be other videos out there that will give you a deeper look at how everything works, and I'm interested in how accurate this aeroplane is as we get a nice big pause. How accurate it is in terms of overall book numbers and all that sort of stuff. I suspect that it's pretty bloody accurate. We're giving ourselves a challenge here. We're giving ourselves a tight circuit. What we might have to do is sort of extend that a little bit. The field at around about 10 o'clock now, folks. 10 o'clock 2 miles, 130 knots. We need to get ourselves under that speed. You do need to be a little bit ahead of this aeroplane. That's my recommendation to you. There's the field down there, Tyagarah. You can do joy flights out of there, or you used to be able to in a moth, tiger moth, gypsy moth, one of those. And I think they still do meat bombing, skydiving, if you prefer, out of here as well. And we're definitely high, so this is going to be a serious amount of slipping required. 95 knots. We don't want to get any faster. We'll slip her in. We should have an easterly breeze. Expecting it to be a little stronger than that. Definitely coming in hot. Thanks, Betty. Giving ourselves the greatest challenge of all, leaving it for last. Here we go, folks. We're going to come in definitely hot over the highway. We'll just bleed that speed off. 95 over the numbers. Alright, just bleed it off a little bit. Hold it off a tad. A little bit of stuttering happening. A little bit more stuttering. Holding it off. There we go. Touchdown, folks. Ooh. Well, we got it on. We're happy with that. Folks, thanks for your company in another flight. This has been a look at the newly released SR22T for Terrific, now available courtesy of Sim Update numero 14. Folks, until we next meet, you stay well, enjoy your simming, and bye for now.